Welcome to my game shelf, and this is a fun game called Star Wars Risk, the reimagined galactic Risk game. It replays the final battle in the first trilogy, and the Empire Strikes Back, the first episode, and of course the final episode where we have this great battle at the moon of Endor. And there's all these different battles going on. There's the space attack. There's the battle with Luke and Vader and the Emperor. There's the attack on the shield for the planet, etc. All these things are going on. It's a fun little tactical game, but keep you entertained. If you like Star Wars, you'll like this little game. And it's a fun way it's just a fun game for young people, older people, whatever. Lets you kind of take the side of the Empire or the Rebellion. However you want to do it. Let's take a look and see what's inside. So here we are. We've got the game. The board is set up looks like a TIE fighter, but you've got your pieces. You've got your rule book here. It's not a very big rule book. You've got 2 decks of cards, one for the Empire, one for the Rebellion. You got 5 6-sided dice. You've got the Rebellion has their ships. They've got all the different fighters used in the game. And, of course, the Empire has all their TIE fighters. So they're placed on the board. And let's get close in and see what's going on here. This, of course, simulates the final attack on the Death Star in the last series of the trilogy, original trilogy. And so you're just trying to take out the Death Star. But there's other things going on as well. Over here is the Battle of Endor. And you move your piece as you draw cards. And you work your way up to the final destruction of the shield. But you got to face stormtroopers, and these are represented by these little tokens here. And you've got to defeat them along the way. Okay? So that's going on while this battle is going on. These are all the ships in the Rebellion fleet. Okay? Of course, we have the Millennium Falcon is here. And the Empire has their Super Star Destroyer here, which Darth Vader is on. That's there to help them win the battle. You have all the TIE fighters. Now, there's more ships than what I'm showing you. All these have to be put on the board, too. So there's much more that goes on here. So it's a pretty busy board. But you've got your Y-wing bombers. You've got your X-wing fighters. You've got your B-wing bombers. And they're all moving toward the Death Star. On this side, you've got other battles going on. You have the Millennium Falcon. If it's destroyed or attacked, it has to survive. You have a battle between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, and they take hits, and whoever survives that determines the fate of the game. And then you have the Executor Super Star Destroyer. Is it going to be destroyed? So all these things are going on, and you're trying to push them all forward for your side to win this great final conflict in the original series. Now let's take a look at the cards. Here's a card for the Empire. Now here with this card you can make 2 choices. The Emperor can use his force powers, or the Executor can make a move. With this card here, you can fire the Death Star laser, or the Super Star Destroyer can move and fire, or Darth Vader can make a hit on Luke Skywalker in his battle. Here you've got the same thing. You got TIE fighters can move and fight here. Here you've got the stormtroopers can defend the shield. Here you've got TIE fighters can move and fight. And the Rebellion has cards too. They can move the Rebellion forces on Endor, move closer to taking down the shield. Or you can move your Y-wing bombers. Same thing here, except you can use the Millennium Falcon for this. So you get to choose which one of these you're going to do on your turn. You can't do all 3. You can't do even 2. So you have to do just one. Here's Luke Skywalker gets a hit on Darth Vader. Here's the Y-wing bombers can move closer to their target. Same thing here. Here's an example where you have 3. You have the Millennium Falcon can move and fire. You've got the X-wings can move, or you can move your forces on Endor. Anyway, the game just goes on playing these cards against each other and picking which battle you want to put more of your effort into. You can't do everything, and some things will take precedence. But if Darth Vader is killed, it goes a long way to helping the Rebellion defeat the Empire and determine what happens. Now, if Darth Vader wins, it looks like this battle is going to be hard for the rebellion to have victory on. And of course, you have the Millennium Falcon can be destroyed in a combat. You can have the Executor can be destroyed in combat. They'll make a difference in the battle. And of course, you have to take down the shield before you can make your attack on the Death Star. So this battle here is critical to making this battle happen. But before you even attack the Death Star, you've got to defeat, either if you're Empire, you got to defeat all the Rebellion ships, or if you're Rebellion, you got to defeat all the swarms of TIE fighters that are coming. There's a lot going on here. It's a very busy game, but it's not complicated. It's very simple. It's not hard to play. You can have 2 players. I wish this thing would focus. And it's not difficult to play. The rule book is really not bad at all. It's not a very big booklet here. Very colorful. Shows you all the parts that come with the game, how to put it together, where everything goes. It tells you about the cards, your mission, how to play the game. Very simple. How to attack the Death Star, moving into other sectors on the board, how you do that. It shows you some of the special symbols on the cards and what they can do. How to make an attack, how attacks are made. Not very complicated. Then the shield assault, it talks about that. Talks about orders for the shield assault. The battle between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, it talks about that. Here's some of the orders you can play on the cards for the battle between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Darth Vader redeemed, ends the battle in favor of the Rebellion. There's bonus orders. And there's a 4-player game variation, which is interesting. So that would add more players to the game if you have them. This came out in, let's see, it came out about 2014. So it's called Star Wars Risk. The game guide from ages 10 up to 2 to 4 players. A lot of fun. Sit down on an evening and play this for maybe an hour or so, and you feel like you played you were there at the battle. I've played it a couple times. Really had a nice time with it. It's not hard to teach. There's a lot going on, so you're constantly having to watch over here, move things on the board, because if you don't, you could be busy doing this or this and not enough here, and then the TIE fighters just swarm at you. So, but you can't move on the Death Star too quickly, because if you do, you're going to get slaughtered, because you got to get that shield down. That shield is critical. So and then you've got the battle with Luke Skywalker, which is a critical battle for the whole thing. There's a lot going on here. It's a lot of fun. If you like the movie, you'll love this game. It's not hard to play. It's not it's not an intensely deep rules game, but it does give you the flavor of that battle, and you really get to feel like, you're moving things along, and you're taking part in all the different scenes that happened to get this final conflict to end. So once again, this is one that I've played a couple times. I played it with some of my nephews. Really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. It's not that expensive. You can get a copy of it. It shouldn't be hard to get. You might be able to find it online. I got it when it came out. Had to have it. Just had to have it, folks. I was a Star Wars fan when I was a kid, and just had a great time with it. And now you get to actually play that battle, that great battle at the end. And you can do it yourself, and you can play the Empire and see if you can win. I highly recommend it. I give 4 thumbs up on this. I haven't done a rating system before, but 4 thumbs up, 5 thumbs up. I would give it 5 because it needs maybe a little more depth in some places for my liking, because I like more detailed games. But this comes like 4.5 thumbs up. So if you're out of 5, because it's really a lot of fun, and the little pieces are fun to move around. You can move your TIE fighters and your X-Wings and your Millennium Falcon. You get to play the movie, really, in one big battle, and this is how it works. And it's an attractive game too, and it's easy to teach others how to play. Like I said, ages 10 and up will have no trouble with this. So highly recommend it. Pick yourself a copy up today. Plays for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 if you stretch it out, but you can do it maybe in an hour if you once you all know the game. A fun way to spend an hour and relive that well-known scene in the movie. Well, that's all I have for this one. It's my game shelf. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again for the next one.